there, partner.
Lo and behold, he doesn't pick it up.
Like, out of respect for myself, I'm not gonna drink this shit.
Threw me into a dish. She's like, Mickey Mouse.
Just let the Nile fly, man.
What's the Jesus one? Last Supper style?
Hey,
Jimmy Riley.
Sefe Joshua, we are back, my brother. What is up? Wow, you get a new haircut? Is your hair just growing fast? It looks good right now.
I was gonna ask you the same thing, brother. I was gonna ask you the same thing.
You know what? I did indeed. It's
You manscape it?
I didn't. I should have. I'm at that point where a good haircut is worth $25, $30, and if you're getting a shaved head, hard to fuck up. But
yeah.
So I did get a haircut. I mean, I'm rocking the Cody Ross, little hair, beard, shaved head, beard combo, and I'm supposed to start work this past Tuesday. I mean, as you can tell, we're doing this podcast 4:30 on a Wednesday.
Oh, geez, Jim. What's the update here, man? They lagging, making you jump through hoops, fingerprints. They want to see your official college transcript.
Dude.
Like, what the fuck is going on? This shit's annoying.
It's absolutely crazy what's been happening for the last it's been 2 months now, I guess.
Hey, you sound like you got something on your chest here, Jim. Let it out, man.
Well, my only thing is the only reason I could imagine a background check taking forever is if they are going through social medias, then found out I had a podcast. I'm hoping there's one person designated that has to listen to 70 of my podcasts. That would be the greatest best case scenario.
God, they probably only need to listen to one.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't take long either. But yeah, I don't know what's going on, honest to God. They said Tuesday, they were like, well, let's see, let's start this Tuesday. Your background check's supposed to clear on St. Patrick's Day. And I was like, okay, well, that's a Sunday. No one's working St. Patrick's Day. That's never going to happen. But, yep, sounds good. So I get the haircut Monday, go shopping, make sure I got all my – it's like back to first day of school. You know what I mean? One of those. And it's like –
Jam sport all the way loose?
No, you know what? I'm still rocking my orange North Face from high school. Fucking
nice.
Shout out. That thing's been 10 years now, 12 years, something like that. But anyways, I'm actually coming to the point where I'm like, all right, I got to start work. You've been off for 2 months, back into the routine. Here we go. And so you're psyching yourself up. My last morning jiu-jitsu class, I'm like, all right, dudes, peace out. It's been a run, 2 years, 3 years, whatever. And I go shop, do all this. And then I get the email, hey, background check didn't clear. We're going to have to wait and see.
But what do you mean it didn't clear? As in it came back red flag, or
no,
as in it just hasn't processed?
As in it hasn't processed. And I just worked for this literally just worked for this company 2 months ago, and they dropped the ball. The way it worked is I was with them at a different location, and then they were like, hey, we got layoffs. We'll try and get you guys jobs. And then I got it. I was already applying before we got laid off, but I get a job there, and it was literally 2 hours after my drop dead cutoff time as an employee. They're like, okay, here's your, so it's almost they wanted me to have to go through the drug testing and background checks again. I was like, whatever, that's fine. Pass both, I think, should. I mean, I don't get how
I start to wonder, did I pay a parking ticket back in 08? What's going on?
And that's the thing. There's nothing that should, a background check should be for real hangups only. It should be.
Did they drug test you as well?
They did.
For all the real drugs?
All the real, yeah. 10 panel, and may have had a boo-boo.
And whenever someone hands me a drug test at a job interview, I'm like, hey, I smoke weed, right? They're like, yep, everything except weed.
And that's usually what.
I'm just going to level with you. If you need me to not smoke weed,
this ain't the job.
I don't think this is the job I want. I need that freedom in my life. But I will say drug tests are usually just IQ tests, right?
100%.
You just have to know when to not smoke weed for a week or whatever it may be,
100. Exactly. And that's where I'm like, okay.
Shout out Josh Gordon.
Shout out fucking Flash.
The best that ever was. Hall of Famer?
No, I wish, dude, if he didn't get popped ever for weed, I mean, could have put up Hall of Fame numbers. I mean, he was suspended for half his career, 3/4 of his career.
If you go points per game, you know what I mean?
Up there.
Fantasy points per game, that guy's a fucking ledge. Anyway, yeah. I derailed us.
No, you're good. That's where I'm at. So now they're like, okay, well, next Tuesday we'll check in again. And I'm like, fuck it. So I'm riding the gravy train. I don't want to say this, but they put my start date as 2 weeks ago, so I may or may not have gotten a paycheck, which is sick. But
that would be awesome.
No, it happened. But
that's awesome.
It's not my fault. Train. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. Like, it's crazy.
Damn, you're getting paid to do jiu-jitsu? Are you fucking Joe Hogan? What
sick.
The fuck is going on?
I know, and
you get paid to do jiu-jitsu and pod and go golf with your dad?
It's dope. Like I said, it's not gonna last forever, but but it was sick. I fucking was like, because my bank account's been getting broken into a bunch, or did in like December, January. It happened 3 times in like a month and a half span. And so I just been like frequently checking, and I was like, I do not have this much money. Like, what the fuck? And I went down. I was like, oh shit!
I'm getting paid not to work.
So sick. So, but yeah, life's good. I can't complain at all.
How do you do it? You feel like a billionaire, don't you? Huh?
Well,
because you're rich on time right now.
Exactly, and for the amount of time that this same company, like the parent company, obviously not like the subsidiary I'm working for, but like the parent company, fucking threw me around for years. And I was just like, you know what? Not worth it for this 2 months, but sometime kind of worth it. Like, been having a good time.
Absolutely. Can't ask for that money back either.
Well, and that's what I was going to ask you.
9 cents of the law. It's already spent. What do you want from me?
I think they can ask for it back. That's where I get tripped up.
No. They probably can try to ask for it back, but at the same time, it's like, hey, that money doesn't exist anymore.
True, and especially
that money is now a ring light and a new fucking whatever, a new laptop. Nice
ring light. Yeah, no.
I opened the windows for this.
I love that little natty light.
Yes, sir.
No, but that's the thing. I'm like, can they take it back? Like, if I do not pass this background check for some reason, like that's the thing. Like, I'm starting to wonder. I have the same exact name as my uncle who lives up in Washington, and I'm like, is this guy scheming on the low? Is there a red flag?
The guy's been messing with your bank account, and now you're gonna get to the bottom of this through the background check.
That would be hilarious. If it was my uncle after all this time fucking with my bank account, I would honestly give him props. I'd be like, hey, that's good on you.
Maybe Cupertino parent. I don't know.
Wow,
dude.
Shout out. Cupertino parents love stirring the pot, and I eat it up.
Oh yeah.
WG bully.
All right, quick announcement and then a quick story of my own here. So, the announcement is a story. So, I have to give the weekly updates on who I see in the lanes over there in Clear. Yes. I have to first things first. So, 2 this week, we had a local celebrity, and then we had a San Diego local celebrity.
What's the different local? What's the first local?
A WG ledge.
Oh wow, that's
Mr.
Awesome.
Alex Alvarado comes through the clear lane. I
Shut
go,
up.
What's up, buddy? I go, where you go? He goes, New York City sales conference. I go, he's wearing a nice, like, I don't know what you call him, like a golf zip up type deal, but
like a
branded
quarter
like
zip
with his company.
Yeah,
very much so, like
corporate
looks like
Alex.
the other people that fly through there as businessmen, So like. Corporate Alex is killing it.
That's
so
sick.
Shout out Alex. And then I saw our local congressman.
Ooh, who's that?
Juan Carlos Vargas or something like that. Juan Vargas.
Now, let me ask, what does his security detail look like? Is he made it big time enough, or is he just big chilling?
0. I could have choked him out right there.
Damn, that's kind of sick.
I definitely, and trust me, I could have. He didn't look like a man that worked out very hard.
That's not a guy
I
want in office.
Because I don't hurt my friends. It's up to you if we're friends.
Love that.
Send me 20K. No, I was thinking like after I was just like, oh, yada yada. He like dropped it on there. He's like, yeah, I'm a congressman. I'm like, whoa, I don't even remember asking you that. Like, I don't remember how that information came up. But he dropped it in, and I was like, yeah, do you mind like letting me know where you like what district you represent? And he's like, yeah, I'm here in South San Diego.
Oh,
like
wow.
Right where we are here. Yeah. And I was like, damn, I didn't really say anything.
You didn't get in his ear about some issues you've been having around the city?
Exactly. I was thinking about this in my head, and I'd love to hear your opinion. I was like, what is something that I should have asked him? Like, should have needled him. I had his ear. I had a congressman's ear.
The potholes on PB are ridiculous. I mean, I know you got bigger fish to fry.
Literally, I should have been like, I moved from the Bay. First thing I notice is the streets. They're crazy. But come on, that's not entertaining.
That's not a congressman issue. See, let's see what you could have brought up to him. You could have gone Israel, Gaza. You could have said...
thinking that. I was thinking that.
There's nothing worse, like, going that route. That guy has zero power in there. Like, I hate to say it. Like, yeah, he has a vote, but, like, what could he possibly do?
I was thinking in one of two ways. I was either going to be like, so have you been feeling any pressure from, like, the Palestinian protesters? Have you been getting some nice voicemails? You've been getting some nice letters, Mr. Congressman? That's what I thought I should ask. And then I was thinking, oh, maybe I could ask him, like, sir, what's your official stance on Israel-Palestine right now? And, like, see what type of fucking answer he'd give. But he'd be like, fuck you. Fucking, here's my ID, you know?
Exactly. Oh, yeah. Especially working at the job. Like, if you just saw him in the airport, like, passing by, one thing. But, like, as a worker for Clear, he'd be like, fucking eat it, brother.
Yeah.
Or literally. He would just give you the most politician answer ever and just pretend like it didn't happen. There's nothing worse.
Like, he doesn't know who I am. He doesn't know if I'm, like, you know, maybe someone who's like a Zionist Jewish person or someone who's like pro-Palestine, like
exactly.
Oh, classic.
That's funny.
Classic, like you're at dinner with, call it like a first date, and like a very polarizing like political topic comes up, and you're like, oh, it's crazy what's happening there. But I mean, you know, it's like you're trying to figure out how they
it's crazy. It's not that crazy. Well, that's like honestly one of my favorite things to do is like hold court, right? Just like a bunch of guys bullshitting and like holding court. And there's nothing worse than like, it's usually me stepping overboard, but like when someone steps over and you're like, everyone's like, oh, and then it's like, you don't know how to reproach back into the conversation. You're like, well, fucking let's wrap this up.
Like someone trying to throw some political shit in there, you're saying?
Exactly. Like
I see that in like the like group chats I'm in sometimes where it's like someone will be having like a normal conversation and then someone will just throw a stray in there, just like 100%. I don't know, just like a complete stray about like really voicing their opinion on something, and like in joke form.
Exactly.
In front of everyone. So it's like, okay, like half the people here are going to fuck with that. Half the people aren't. But like, shout out to you for letting it rip, I guess.
Well, and that's exactly what I mean. Like we kind of talked about it on the last podcast we did about like being you around your girl. And there's no one I like doing that with more than Tay Meek, especially because Ash knows me now and she knows what she's getting. And I can get Tay Meek fucking rolling on a train. But the last UFC, the last pay-per-view, Donald Trump comes in and he does this big huge entrance to Kid Rock, and so I start going riding the Trump train, chugga 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 chugga, and people, you can just see the eyes just rolling in the room, and I'm like, I'm loving it. It's funny. Like nothing more than just a joke to see people eye roll, but hard to get back on track from.
Absolutely,
but fun.
Absolutely.
So what did you get into on old St. Patrick's Day? Any shenanigans?
I was working, and then after work, I stopped off to see Kenny and the rest of the boys at a bar. I literally didn't know it was St. Patty's Day because I saw people wearing green from like Thursday all the way through like Monday.
Yeah.
And so I think it was like Saturday night, I saw everyone wearing green. I was like, oh, it's St. Patty's Day. And then the next day, it was like, it's still St. Patty's Day, I guess. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it crept up on me this year. It was like a slow burn. I don't know what to tell you, but
I feel like
that was it.
No, I just feel like St. Patrick's Day is one of those where it's like if it falls on a weekend, people try to hammer it in all week, and it's like it's not even a big deal. It's like not a real holiday. It's an excuse to get drunk, and two, it's like for kids. I
heard it was the white people's Juneteenth. That's what I saw.
Wow.
Or white people's Cinco de Mayo. You know.
Both. Yeah, white people love Cinco de Mayo. People love their sombreros.
True. We love it all, don't we?
It's a reason to celebrate someone else's culture. I mean, that's the greatest part about America. We have 4th of July and that's it. But God damn it, if we don't celebrate every other culture's holiday, we're idiots. I mean, it's just a free pass.
Dude, it was the Persian New Year yesterday.
Ooh, okay. Are we still in Ramadan?
If I didn't say Happy Persian New Year to all my Persian friends.
How do you say that? Do you know what how to say Happy Persian New Year? What language do they speak?
I think most Persians speak Farsi.
Farsi, that's right. That's right.
I'm pretty sure.
So funny. We were talking. Matt Toscano is like ambiguous what race he is. You know what I mean? Like he stands out in the sun too long. And someone came and asked him. I guess him and Nikki were together. Some Indian guy came up to him, or a Persian guy was like, "Hey, do you speak Farsi?" And Matt was like, "No."
He does look kind of Moroccan, if we're being honest.
It's so funny. Him and Joe, his pops is the king of random airport checks. Just, hey, let's get a pat down on this guy.
Dude, there was this like Indian guy that I verified and he got randomized and I could tell he took it so personally, dude, because he had the beard and everything. And I was just like, no, like, trust me, like there's hundreds of these a day. Like,
so is that,
I can tell he's like, because like with Clear, the same people that get randomized over and over again. So I feel like they did like one randomization and then that's the person that gets the random ID check every time they come. And so, like, everyone complains about it, but he's like, yeah, dude, like, this happens every single fucking time I come. Like, he was, like, leveling with me, and I was just like, look, like, I get you, man, but, like, I promise, like,
it's not. Exactly, yeah.
It's not what you think it is. It really isn't, I promise.
Oh, that's such a shitty spot to be in, though.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so here's another good story.
Mm-hmm.
There's one of the managers on the lane, and he's kind of like, he was in the military, but then he got released because of an injury or some shit like that.
Okay.
So like honorable discharge type shit, but you could tell like he wanted to do more.
Okay,
like,
wait, hold on. See, I feel like it's always the honorable discharge guys that are like, I wish I could have been out there with my boy. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, brother,
right.
you barely got hurt. Like, what injury did you have?
He had an injury before he joined the army, and that's what made him like not be able to like continue in the army. So it was just like whatever. I mean, maybe honorable discharge is probably the wrong word. Like, no, he doesn't get like the benefits and stuff though.
Oh, I think it still might be. It's not dishonorable. Okay. Yeah, I think that's
it's not dishonorable. Let's just say that. It was an injury.
And thank you for your service, my friend.
He's got that like that heat inside of him that he's trying to hold back a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he's a chill guy. He'll smoke the weed, like he'll do the zins, but like you could tell he's got that like that switch that will flip, little temper. Anyway, the lady comes into the lane with her husband and she's just the Karen is the word for it. Like she's just kind of like looking for a fight. This is unbelievable. I can't believe I have to do. We're gonna cancel Clear. Yada yada yada. Like kind of going after like one of the ambassadors. Yeah. And the manager just goes over there and just like putting it on her. Like he had 100 things he wanted to say to her, and he said all 100.
Yes.
Like he was like, "You're not gonna talk to her like that. Like you don't come like this. Like you're not a child. You're a grown adult. Like I would not want to be on the plane with you. Like you're the reason why all this is so fucked up. Like." And like she stopped talking. He shut her down. The last thing she said was, she stopped talking and then he kept going. Like he was drill sergeanting her, like in her face. Like she got the point and he kept going. He goes, she goes, "Can you just stop talking to me? Can you just leave me alone?" He goes, "No, I'm going to keep that." And he's just in her face. He goes, "My name's James. I'm a manager here. You can take a picture of me. You could send it to the CEO, yada, yada, yada."
Go.
And he was like, he took it to the point where he did take it too far. Like he was unprofessional, but like so awesome. And she so deserved it. So,
I got a few things. One, as a worker for that guy, there's no better thing you can see. There's nothing that'll get me to show up to work every day other than knowing I got a boss that's going to go to bat for me with these fucking idiots, especially at the airport. And two, she's with her husband. What's her husband doing? Is he just sitting there taking it too? Like, is he getting any word back in? What?
Oh, you could tell he was embarrassed as shit, dude. He was embarrassed. He's like, fuck. You could tell she does this.
Right.
You know? Yeah. Like, this is her thing, you know? Like, fucking embarrassing him everywhere they go.
That sucks, though.
Just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, as that guy, how many times can you go through that? Like, if you're not married to that person, I think that might be the final straw. I'd be like, hey, maybe not take this vacation. Let's head back. I think we're going to be done here.
She must give the fire sloppy toppy block 3000. You know what I'm saying? But like, I have no idea what's going on here, man. honestly, you see it so often, like people coming into the lanes that are just like unhappy marriages. Like they're yelling at each other about where the ticket is. I get that there's airport anxiety, but like there was this couple, and they were like, he was like yelling at his wife because she had her boarding pass, but she didn't have his, and he didn't know how to find it, you know? And I hear him like kind of like yelling at her. I'm like, hey, is there anything I could help with? He goes, oh, we can't find my ticket, yada yada. I go, okay, do you have what airline are you using? United, do you have that? Okay. Open it up. Just hit that button right there. There's a ticket. Like it was nothing complicated at all. And then they were just happy campers. Like they fucking like were so cheery after that. And I was just like, guys, like life, I didn't say this, but I was like, life's too short to yell at your fucking wife. Am I right?
Well, I mean, especially going on vacation, that sets the tone for the whole vacation. Is a shitty airport. I mean, it's the first thing you do is fight at the airport, and it's like, well, fuck you then. You don't talk the whole airplane ride. There goes day one of vacation.
Right.
I don't know. It is kind of fun to see though when it's not you and you're like, oof, like, boys, this guy, his balls are cut. You know, he's just done, and he's just like, fuck.
That's the guy that should have been on our last pod with Bug in the worst guys draft. Aggressive with women guy.
Ooh,
we kind of got there with the creep thing, but I'm talking more like fucking boyfriend that yells at his girl. Like,
yeah. Have you
like in public, especially like,
have you ever had to like step in or like say something when you saw like a guy yelling at his girl, or are you the more of the like, hey, this is their business?
Dude, me and CJ Butcher fucking threw hands with 8 Los Gatos goons because this guy, but that was physical though. He was like roughing up his girl a little bit.
Yeah.
Yanking her. He pushed her with 2 hands in the back. She's wearing heels.
That's in the back. Like, obviously not at all, but to push her in the back is a scum.
This was after the yank down the stairs. She's like stumbling to catch her feet. And he fucking pushes her in the back. She's like, oh. Me and CJ both just let out a big, whoa. And once you let out a big whoa, you got to start walking. And once you start walking, and they say, what the fuck are you guys going to do about it? You know, you got to let CJ push the guy, and then you hit the guy's best friend and fucking see what happens.
Let the boys roll.
Let CJ go for a single leg takedown. We told this story before.
Yeah.
It's really good.
But it is a good, I mean.
We held our own.
Which you got to do. And I mean, you either save that girl's life or you got her the worst beating she's ever got when she got home. But hey, you tried, and that's all that we can ask for.
They left together. They did leave together.
God, that's the worst. And that's what bugs me more than anything. It's like you put yourself in harm's way. And I mean, only a couple times where I've been like, and it's usually yelling across the street. 'Cause I'm like, do I really want to get involved in this? It's like a yell lets them know that, hey, someone else is fucking seeing this. Yeah. And then they like end up together, and it's like, why did I even waste my time? Like, this is fucking ridiculous.
It's just so awkward getting in a fight with someone and then sitting there and waiting for your Uber together on the corner. Like literally like 5 minutes later.
Slap hands, bump fist. Hey, that's good. Good brawl. Good brawl.
Hey, good pause.
That's fun. This episode is brought to you by the spring cleaning champions, Manscaped. This season, make sure to groom your carpets and the drapes with the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Clear out that winter bush with Manscaped's Lawnmower 5.0 and watch your confidence bloom like the springtime flowers. Embrace the season and join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our special offer. Go to manscaped.com and use code Trough for 20% off plus free shipping.
That's right, boys. No more using the razors like we used to in middle school, cutting up your balls, giving you razor bumps. You don't want to deal with any of that. Manscaped keeps you safe. Use it today. After using Manscaped, I can finally say I've caught the spring fever. Introducing the season's champ, the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. Their 5th generation trimmer features 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads, a standard one for taking a little off the top, and a new foil blade to go smooth wherever your heart desires. It also features LED spotlights to guide you through the darkest winter debris. Navigate with confidence in your delicate areas. Hate making a mess? Not to worry, this bad boy is waterproof. Just shave in the shower, in the bath, in the ocean if you're a San Diego listener. I mean, I love this thing because it becomes in a little compact case. I mean, I take it with me everywhere I go. Spring cleaning doesn't just apply to the nether regions. Get the full grooming experience with the Manscaped signature Beard Hedger Pro Kit. You can see I use mine.
Ooh.
And the Handyman electric face shaver. That's to get it real close. Whether you're looking to craft your signature look or clean up that neckline, these are always the right tools for the job.
Get 20% off and free shipping with code Trough at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with code Trough at manscaped.com. Nothing like a little spring cleaning in your pants.
Yeah.
But speaking of a little jiu-jitsu, a little fighting, I've been going on, jiu-jitsu. I don't compete, and so all I got is my days in the gym, you know what I mean? And so I don't like go 100% all the time, but I've been feeling good the last few days, and I was rolling with he's this wrestler kid, and he's like in high school, but strong ass kid. He shoots, I like tapped him out with one thing, and he like slapped my hand and bumped my fist pretty hard, and I was like, I don't.
This is sacred ground, brother.
Exactly. And I was like I didn't really know, first time I'd ever rolled with him, and I was like, fuck, like, okay, how do I handle this? Do I just like?
You give him a little grace?
Yeah.
You think he was a little hyped up? You choked him out, and then the fist bump happened, right?
Yeah. And he's in
and
high
it was
school.
A frustration bump.
Yeah, I think so. And he's in high school, and no, he's a white belt. But I was like, I don't know, like
some lessons need to be taught there, Jim.
and that's kind of what went through my head. I was like, do I like not in a mean way, but just show that like, hey, you can be as aggressive as you want here, and like, it's not gonna matter.
I could either help you learn, or I could help your face meet the mat.
Right.
Repeatedly.
Well, so
I could just give you rug burn on your eyeballs,
dude. Yeah, and he's a nice guy, and he's good at jiu-jitsu, but. Exactly. I've just been doing it longer. That's what it comes down to. But so we're sitting there and we slap hands, bump fists, and it's the hard one. And then all of a sudden he just like blast double legs me. Just like slap hands, bump fists, boom.
Oh, this is to start the roll.
Oh yeah, it was like after I tapped him up, the start of the next roll. Exactly. Yeah. Like slapped, like punches. I would say punches my fist.
Oh, I have a story very similar to this one.
Yeah, and I'm like,
so he goes for the double leg.
It blasts double, and I like just catch him with the guillotine coming in, and I'm like, and like it's so much force that like we roll over, we do a flip, and I end up in the mount, like a mounted guillotine, and like guillotine him, and then he's like so upset, and then he calmed down after that, and like we talked, whatever. It was just funny, but and then today I'm just hyping myself up here. Sorry, I'm just talking on myself.
No, this is good.
One of my good friends at the gym, like we always fuck around. Me and him are always like going back and forth, just talking shit, just having fun. Like we'll go up and pretend to like spar a little bit and then like shoot takedowns. Good guy. I got him in a triangle and he accidentally turned the wrong way, and I put him to sleep today in like 5 seconds. Like it was so quick. Like he tapped and everything, and like I was just unraveling my legs, and I like
went out.
Yeah, like I turned around, like rolled away, like.
Wait, stop the story.
Okay.
Stop the story. I know exactly what happens next. Please tell me you roll him on his back and you grab his heels and you do it.
No, I didn't know he went out. I felt so bad. I triangled him, and then like I do like a backwards roll because like I was like, oh, like undo my legs, backwards roll, and then I just feel like this big weight like fall on top of me, and like I think it's just him being an idiot. Like I said, we fuck around all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly, like one of those. And so like I like feel him, and like I like crawl out, and like I turn around, and he's like, I'm okay. And I was like, oh shit. And then our instructor's like, hey, did you just go out? He's like, yeah, I'm good though. I'm good. And I was like, fuck, dude. I was like, I did not mean to do that. Like, but it was the first time. And I don't even think he fully went out, but it was like one of those where it was like the circle's closing in on you and you're like, fuck. But it was just so funny. It was out of nowhere, and we were like, God damn. But yeah, sick. I was like,
Gotta
that's
be good feeling. That first time that's happened.
First time that's happened. Yeah. No, again, it was a large part to him, not me, but still, I was like, let's go. It feels so good.
You gotta roll him on his back and lift up the legs like a true pro, dude. That's how they do it.
Dude, it's so funny seeing those guys. It's like they know when guys go to sleep, they can just feel like the arms go limp, and they just like let them go and fucking. I had to do that one time.
He's okay.
We were in Nashville for John's bachelor party, and this girl was fucked up, and like everyone was walking back or whatever, and like the main group had already left, and I think I was staying behind, and so I was walking 2 miles to an Airbnb through downtown Nashville. Kind of sketch, like once you're off the path, but I was like, fuck it, let's do it. So there's this group of girls. This girl like falls, smacks her head on the grass, like pretty hard, but like is like laying there out. And her friend's like, what do we do? What? I was like, I have no idea. And then like some girls like, well, exactly. That's what I said. Ended up, but then she's like, I seen someone do this, like, and she's like, grab her legs, like hold her legs up, and she was like wearing a dress. I was like, I don't. This is a bad.
I don't like touching this.
Literally a horrible look. And so I grabbed the boots.
You're gonna find my DNA on this lady.
Exactly. I grabbed the boots for a half second, and then I was like, yeah, put those down. I was like, all right, we'll see you guys later. I just left. I was like, I don't want to be anywhere near this when cops are.
Maybe that's the background check.
Could you imagine? That's the hang up. Hey, we found DNA in Nashville on a pair of boots. Yeah, I don't know. What else you been up to though? What's been cooking with a life day job?
So I recently just got hired for another second job here, after school program coach. You know,
okay.
Middle schoolers get off I don't know what age range actually. It might be elementary school all the way. I have no idea, to be honest. I should have asked this question, but she just hired me like right on the spot.
Sounds important.
It happened really quick. Like she just hired me. But pretty much it's like after school program. So as soon as the kids get out of school, they get to hang out with me for like 4 hours.
Hell yeah.
You know?
That sounds fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously, the algorithm's going to algorithm. So it starts sending me all these videos of PE coaches just being the man, like hitting crossbars from 50 yards away and all the kids being like, you're him. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm fucking ready for this job. Like, I am so fucking ready.
I feel like that's a good fit for you too. You know what I mean? Like, a fun guy around kids, you make it fun for them. It's like, because there's nothing worse. Like you see those sad sacks that would be there after school until pickup time, like the very end, whose parents dropped them off early, and it's like they just have a miserable time. That's fun,
dude. And they actually get to like me because I'm like, they just get out of school. Like now it's playtime. Now they I don't have to like put restrictions on their behavior or anything like that. I just have to fucking organize a recess pickup game, which I've been doing since I was in recess.
Yeah. Oh, God. The Foursquare. You got to get some Foursquare going with these chumps. Let them know who's boss. There's nothing better.
It's going to be awesome. But there was what's it called? A story I was going to tell, like how the guy dapped you up and then went for a double leg, like right away. So back in high school, sophomore year, whatever, we're playing basketball. It's practice. And we're doing like a one-on-one tournament. Mm-hmm. So like everyone plays. I forgot how they matched it up or whatever, but everyone plays and you move on to the next round, Anyway, it ends up being me versus our guy Rob in like the last matchup. And it's like 3-3. And I like check him the ball. And every other time it's been like you check it in and they like
just rake yes. Oh no.
Like allow the defense to gather. They do a little face up, all that shit. Like every single time. I gave him that grace. He gave me that grace. On the fucking last one, I rolled the ball to him. And before the ball gets to him, he's going to the ball.
Sprinting.
Go by, open layup. I'm like, that didn't feel like the same game we were playing before. Right. I mean, I guess that's on me. But
that's such bullshit. But I mean, I don't want to say bad things about Rob, but that seems like a very Rob thing to do, just to win at all costs. You know what I mean? Like he's like, fuck it, I see an op here.
Like, by the letter of the law, nothing wrong with that one.
It's all about
like dabbing someone up and going for a double leg. Like you could do that, but
it's not.
You might get choked out.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's
good times though. Good times.
That's brutal. One more quick thing about some Willow Glen basketball. One of our favorite guys, old Vincey, he posted a guy getting blown by on like a point guard getting blown by, and he screenshots it and puts it on Instagram and says "WG defense." I'm like, what the fuck, brother? You didn't play. I'm confused at where. But I mean, that's either.
I wish they made guidelines
it's so good.
On how to get up off the sideline.
I mean, you hate to see it, but yeah. So you've been hooping?
Been hooping, back to the hoop grind a little bit. The boys are playing right now. Dante just left.
Oh, shit.
Or maybe he's about to leave. Yeah, he just left. So they're about to play right now. I've been a little under the weather as well, so I'm like taking a full rest day here. Been drinking tea all morning, getting my voice ready for the pod.
Wow, love
but
that.
On Monday, I bring one of my coworkers out to hoop. He's like, man, I'm trying to hoop with you, yada, yada. Bring him out. And then another guy that used to come hoop with us over at Bramhall Park, like during the pandemic before I left, his name's D'Angelo. He played at Foothill as well. Super nice with it. He's like 6'4", plays like a guard, like best shooter in the gym, but also the best rebounder in the gym, but also the best like driving to the lane and don't let him catch.
Sounds
speed.
like D'Angelo needs to get fouled pretty hard one time, and he would be significantly worse at all those. But
yeah, super good guy.
Yeah,
but like you'll get there to the hoop run, and he's the guy that's like practicing his like left-handed pull-ups, or like he's in there like doing like an actual warm-up routine, like he's Steph Curry, you know, like getting warm-up shots. Like it's pure. Like he's a real hooper.
That's it.
Anyway, he's the boy, and I guess he moved out here to San Diego, and we get to start playing 3-on-3. And D'Angelo's guarding me, so I'm like, fuck, man, I'm coming off this little hip injury. I kind of got a lot going on. But I just say, fuck it, man. It's time to heat up. And I just started working.
Yes.
3 after 3 after 3. Anyway, last play of the game, D'Angelo's guarding me. He thinks I'm going to try and go ISO. Someone sets a pick for me. Little dump off, Stockton Malone, easy layup, game point.
Love that.
Dante's on the sideline. He just stands up and goes, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, it's all about that pass. That pass makes your whole game open up. Now everyone's got to look at the pass.
It was a perfect last play to end it because I was like going off as a shooter and then go for that pull up. Nope. Dump off. It was awesome. So now we both toot our own horn, Jim. So now we're even.
Hey, I like that. Now, how is your coworker at basketball? Did he end up being good?
So he's from Puerto Rico. So he grew up on the island until he was 12. Military family, like his dad's military or whatever. And then he came out here for like 12 through 19, and then he went back to Puerto Rico. So he was telling me that he hasn't hooped in a while. He has a kid, all this shit. But he was saying that he used to play like JUCO ball. Like he had a cup of coffee on a college team or some shit. He didn't really get too specific. And that he's telling me and Dante this as we're walking over to the gym. So we're thinking, oh, okay.
Right.
He's like 6'2". Like he's got basketball body. Like he's kind of like lengthy and stuff like that. But he hadn't played in a while, and you know how that is. So we get out there, first shot, air ball, brick. But he's like, hey, I'm a guard D'Angelo, you know? So he's
I like that fire, though.
yeah. He's like, I got him. I got him, you know? I was like, grab that, man. I didn't want to fucking guard him. Like, good shit. So he was kind of a 3-and-D. By the end of it, he started hitting he hit 3 threes in a row.
That's pretty good.
In a row. So it's like by the end of it, you could tell that he actually played at one point. But it was just tough to see. Because I know what that feels like when you haven't hooped in a while and you get back out there and your feet are awkward. You don't know when it's a good time to shoot, when it's a good time to pass.
Exactly.
Like, it's just like,
You're
is this a good take?
balls off
not?
the glass during warm-ups. You're like, fuck, can I even shoot? Like, I'm ass.
Literally, like, catch it underneath. It's just simple layup, but it's just like muscle memory's not there. Everything just looks awkward. So kudos to my boy Carlos. He came through. We were getting dubs. So
I like that. There's nothing better than knowing that you don't work with a total fucking weirdo too. You know what I mean? It's like knowing that there's a normal guy at work that if something does happen, you can squeak off to and talk some shit with is pretty nice.
Well, it's funny because me and Carlos got hired at the same time. So before we even met, like the people that were interviewing us, we met each other. Like,
oh shit.
Like, we were like, you with Clear? And I'm like, I'm just here for the interviews. Like, me too. We just like chopped it up like
that's sick.
For the first 20 minutes while we're waiting for people. So yeah, it's fire. That was fire. And then I've been playing Madden with my other coworker Eduardo online. Just been beating his ass and then double or nothing.
Jesus, you gotta.
But
go on. What?
No, I was gonna say it hasn't been as one-sided as I just made it sound. Like it's been like he beat me, and then it was like double or nothing, and then now I'm back up to being back up $5. You know,
I like
so
that.
It's just we're kind of like never really asking for payments. Like the first time he beat me, and I was like, yeah, here's your $5, and he's like, nah, man, double or nothing. So we've just been fucking doing that. Headset while you're gaming, game changer. Never done it.
Oh my, are you serious?
Never done it in my whole life.
It's the best. It's the
chatting
most,
with the boys while you're playing ball.
That you get the crowd noise, you get to hear a little bit of footsteps. I know Madden's not as big on the footsteps, but you can kind of hear the guys in motion and stuff like that. It's a game changer.
Here we go.
Sick. Exactly, dude. I love that. What do you play? Are you playing PS4, PS5?
PS4. No, PS4.
Nice. Damn.
PS4.
And so, are you playing the newest Madden? I heard the newest Madden's like absolutely brutal. Like you throw a long ball, it's getting picked off type deal.
Yes, because there's this special thing. I just saw TikTok or like a reel on it today. Like you have to hold a special button to really make throws, and I didn't even know that existed. So fuck me, right? But yeah, the new Madden is kind of brutal.
Yeah.
A lot of picks get thrown.
And Madden's one of those games too where it's like it's the same game every year, but they change just enough controls to where it's like, what the fuck are we doing? Like you have to relearn something every single time, whether it be the catch or like just dumb.
But it's like one game that like your dad that's never played video games before actually has a chance of beating you. Like say you're a 10-year-old, whatever. Like,
right.
Like you play the game, but you don't really know football. But it's like he doesn't know how to play, but he knows football. Like I remember
100%.
David Delaroche's. I have another story about David and getting choked out
Yes.
after this. Please don't let me forget that. But I remember David's dad like would come play Madden with David, and he would get up a touchdown and just run the ball on him and just kill clock.
That's so brutal.
And David would just throw temper tantrums.
Oh, how could you not?
You cheated. You just ran. Yada yada. He'd be like, "That's football." Just classic dad, like just like
exactly
getting satisfaction out of it. Like yeah, good time.
Love that. Before we go into
dads,
okay,
and
no,
David,
go on.
In middle school, we had photo day, and David grew up 2 doors down from me, so we'd always be hanging out in the front yard. Yada yada. I think we were gonna give David a ride to the photo shoot or whatever.
Right.
And we're like,
is this 8th grade?
Maybe I think it's probably like 6th, 7th grade, something like that.
Never mind.
Anyway, we're in the front yard just roughhousing a little bit. My dad's like choking each of us out. I think Eric Jackwitz is there. Gabe DeNoso's probably there. That type of thing. He's choking all of us out, and we're tapping. And then like David goes, and Dave like refuses to tap, and my dad just like chokes him to sleep pretty much.
No way. Just like let him down
much,
carefully.
Like, get real close. Like David Tap, and Dave's like, Dave, you know how he gets. He could be strong-headed in a good way. He's strong-headed, strong-minded. And anyway, my dad he had bloodshot eyes, and fucking X was fucking pissed. But
I didn't even think about picture day. That's so funny.
It was photo day. Yeah, exactly.
Probably collar all fucked up now. Oh, that's so good. So Dave to just not tap. That's what I love about him. I hope he does come to jiu-jitsu, because he's the guy that will let things break and just go out. And that's why he's Roach. The sickest. One last thing. Today I played Prune Ridge today.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got a tee time, 12:10. Running a little bit late. We get there at 12:05. The people already teeing off. So I'm assuming, hey, this is probably the 12 o'clock group. Like, we're next. So I don't say anything because they're already like hitting. And so they hit their putting. And then there's he's the course pro at Prune Ridge, is working with the guy on that putting green right at the front. There they have the starting putting green. And he's like, hey, what time are you guys? I'm like, oh, God, gonna be one of these days. I'm like, 12:10. He's like, that was the 12:10 group. And I'm like, yeah, sorry. I was like,
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like, we're here. So, and
that was probably 12:20 that went early.
Literally just turned 12:10. Like, as we're having this conversation, I'm like, that's weird because it's 12:10 now and I'm supposed to be teeing off. But anyways, I'm like, okay, well, whatever. And I was like, and I just get up.
This isn't the 12:10 conversation with the pro. This is the 12:10 tee time.
Tee time.
You're about to make it a 12:13 tee time, and you're pissing me off.
Crazy.
And I don't know who you are. You're not Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson.
And he's a bigger, heavier set guy, and not that
you're fat.
What? Yeah, exactly. And not that I don't have more. And just as a club pro, you would expect a professional, and he just didn't look professional. So anyways, we're sitting there and he's kind of like saying stuff to me or whatever. And then I hit, my dad hits, and he's like, hey, hold up. Like, we're just going to hop in with you. We're going to do a playing lesson today. And I was like, okay, like, whatever. Like, didn't.
I guess.
Exactly.
Tough beat, but I guess you work here.
Bad beat. Because this guy is coaching him through. It's like, his guy's taking practice swing. And he's like, okay, now put the ball a little bit back. So it's like the whole coaching. And then he decides he's going to play too. And I'm like, okay, like, fuck it. Like, let's see how this goes. So the first guy hits, and he hits a squibbler. The club pro hits, fucking dings the tree right back down into the middle of the fairway. And I'm like, okay.
Happens. I've done that.
I did that on that, literally did that hole. But, so then he goes, and his chip's nice, and then his putt is like way long, and he just picks up. And I'm like, okay, like, No harm,
Pro,
no foul. Yeah,
on your home course, huh?
And so he chalks it up to a 4. I like asked my dad, I was like, "Hey, what'd you get?" And he thought I was talking to him. He's like, "Oh, 4." And I'm like, "I'm not keeping your score, you fucking dipshit. Like, who are you?" And so me and my dad, exactly.
That wasn't a fucking 4.
Exactly, 100%. I'm like, okay, but that was not a 4, and now we're tied.
But I heard that. Yeah, what the fuck?
And so, anyways, we're going on, and it's the whole day he's chipping into the sand. He's fucking hitting trees, and he played like dog shit. This course pro, and I must have been up like 5 or 6 strokes on him going into like the 7th hole, and then it was hilarious. I think must have been 5th hole, because he hits one into he thinks it went into the sand. He's like, "No, my ball's got to be here." He's like, "Someone must have picked up my ball." I'm like, "Bro."
So you guys are talking throughout the round. It's not like
we're talking
down.
He's kind of talking out loud.
Rounds?
Exactly. He's kind of talking out loud, letting us know he's like not as bad as he's playing right now. And I'm like, okay. And like, I'm thinking, if I'm taking lessons from this guy, this is my last lesson. I'm not fucking coming back. But anyways, He hits one and it's like way long, definitely not in the sand. It was like in the ivy. And he's like, "No, it was definitely in the sand." I'm like, "What ball are you playing?" Like, "I'll go look, whatever." And as I'm on the green, naturally sick, I'm like, let's help the course pro as I'm sitting on the green. He's like, "Oh, he's like a Pro V," and I'm like, "You're such a douche." It doesn't say Pro V1, just a Pro V. I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And then I'm searching. He goes, "Oh, you know what? Just don't even worry about it. I had that ball a long time." I'm like, God damn, I hate this guy. What an asshole. And so he places one behind the trap. He just got to chip over the trap. Putt. Yeah. That's it.
Short game was nice though, yeah?
Short game was decent. And like I said, a bigger guy, they can rest the hands on the arms on the belly.
Show off the hands.
It's easy work. So he's got to chip over the sand. He chips directly into the sand, picks up his ball, puts it in his pocket. That was the last hole he played with us. I was like, yes.
Oh my God. You Incredible. Beat the Prune Ridge Pro?
The Prune Ridge Pro. And like I said, I use that word very, very lax. He was no pro, but it was just so funny to see. He's out there giving a lesson, just like you said, he probably doesn't play a lot. He's probably giving more lessons, but it was just such a shitty expose of golf. I was like, how in the hell can you be a pro out here?
I mean, I'm a believer that you don't have to be a good basketball player to be a good basketball coach. Or a good golf player to be a good coach. But you have to be a golf player or a basketball player.
You have to be able to put into practice what you're saying. If you're showing someone basketball form, you should be able to go up there and show them the form and be able to hit a shot. I'm not saying you should be able to play at the level they are, but you should be able to hit a shot. And that's what I felt about this guy's golf swing. I was like, he's telling this guy everything and then just fucking
the wrist, the elbow.
It was pretty brutal.
The rotation.
But anyways, me and my dad end up tying after 9. He's like, let's go to a chip off. And I've never.
What's up with Prune Ridge? Me and Boog tied there when I was home. We didn't even get to that.
I know. We had no one behind us. And so we were like, fuck it. Let's chip. Let's see what happens. And we're playing closest to the pin, right?
Okay.
Now, our balls, my dad hits first. He hits a ball, it goes off the green, and it's probably 10 feet away. My ball goes on the green, it's probably 10 and a half feet away. Who's closer to the pin?
I mean, you want the answer that I wish or the answer that's true?
Okay. Have you ever played in a tournament scramble?
If you were to ask me, which shot would you prefer to have?
No.
Easy answer.
No. Okay. Have you ever played in a tournament scramble?
No. Closest to the pin, it has to be on the green. That's the rule I've heard.
Yes.
That is the rule I've heard.
That's what I'm looking for.
But you didn't ask who won the closest to the pin competition. You asked which ball is closer.
In order to win the closest to the pin, you must be on the green. That is the rule. And he knew it. As soon as I said that, he was like, no. He's like, let's just chip again then. I'm like, oh my God, you're going to do this to me. All right, let's go.
That's your done. But are you trying to tell me, because listen to this.
Right.
Are you trying to tell me if you put it on the green, like as far away from the hole as possible, 30 feet, would you feel good about that victory?
No, but I would still say he's got to hit the ball first. I do believe in the rules of golf, you're waiting for the guys off the green to go before you putt, no?
Oh, that's not how I know it, but I don't
I mean,
think that I know the
we play
official
ready
rule.
golf. That's the thing. We play ready golf. So it's like
We play ready golf, but if you were to ask me what the rule book is and like your life depended on it, I would say literally whoever's closest goes, or whoever's further goes first, regardless. So if you're right by the hole and you're in the rough, you will be going after the person that's a 50-foot putt.
right. I see what you mean.
If
But
we're playing for real.
yeah, no, exactly. And
But
that's what
ready golf is ready golf. You know me.
100%. But anyway, so we go on, and I beat him in the next chip, and he's like, okay, well,
You chipped again.
So we chipped again. We ended up chipping 6 times,
Okay.
and I beat him 4-2. And he was like, well, no,
You
it
chipped
doesn't.
6 times. It turned into a
Doesn't
series.
count. It did turn because there was no one behind us, so we just sat there and chipped on hole 9 the whole time. It was pretty fun, yeah. But yeah,
another good draft idea: things to do with your dad.
Ooh, I like that. That is a nice.
That's pretty
draft. That is a great draft idea. We won't do that today. We can get into our draft though if you'd like.
I'm ready.
So today we are going to be drafting. Wait, what did you call it?
Iconic sports moments.
Okay, iconic sports moments. And now some of mine are full games, not full games, but like a specific moment from a full game, and some of mine are like a play, like this play right here. So
they can be games and they can be plays. I'll say most times, whatever they are, they have a name.
Right. Yeah.
They don't have to.
Right.
They don't have to.
But yes.
But a lot of the times, these moments will have a name.
Yeah. Exactly. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. Okay. Well, with that being said, would you like first pick today, or are you going to punt?
I will go first pick.
Okay.
I will go first pick.
1 sec then. Bada boom,
you're gonna
boom,
hate this.
boom. Okay, yeah, I'm sure.
You're gonna hate this.
I'm sure I am.
Because this one's on your list. No, you're gonna hate that I picked it because you love it.
Okay.
Do you believe in miracles?
Yeah, that's number 1.
That's number 1 right there. The U.S. team. I don't know what year it is. Do you know?
1980, I believe, beating
like 1980.
Russia,
Yeah, somewhere
Lake
around
Placid,
there.
82.
Against the
80, 82. Yeah, I mean, that's number 1. That's the most iconic moment in all of sports.
Great call. This isn't necessarily about the call, but the call sometimes helps make it more iconic. And in this case, it's one of the ones where it's like that call is really what puts it over the top. I mean, they made a movie called Miracle.
Yeah, no, they've made countless movies. They've retold that so many times. And the fact that it's like the Cold War, you know what I mean? Like there's so many things that go into Miracle.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, the call is amazing. I'm gonna see who made it. I'm gonna
do a little. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm gonna do. And did you hear? This is good for the pod. That I should have sent this to you. Who's the guy that does Red Zone? Chris Hansen. Scott Hansen. One of those.
One's the
Chris
pedophile hunter. One is the Red Zone guy. But yeah,
I think it's Chris Hansen. He's doing like a Red Zone style show for the Olympics.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kind of sick.
So sick. Exactly what we've always needed.
Yeah.
Literally.
I don't like him
I feel
as
like
a
the
host.
Olympic broadcast always did that, where it was like
back and
right,
forth.
like you just would it like on the TV channel back in the day where you went through the actual channels, like you know how they had titles, like it would be Sports Center is on the ESPN channel,
right?
Would it say like Olympic basketball, or it would just say like Olympics, right?
Yeah.
And then it would just like whatever's kind of on, they'd like flip back and forth.
Right.
So I think it's perfect. It's money.
It is nice. I know they used to do, I'm not sure if they still do, like there was a specific channel of the Olympics that was just like Olympic updates, sort of the same thing, but they weren't live. I mean, it was like the Sports Center for Olympics.
Like Pac-12 network type deal.
Right. But that's sick. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of him as a host though. I think they could have found a better person that's been like Michael Phelps. Come on. Tell me you wouldn't. That would be sick. Get Big Mike co-hosting. But yeah, back to Miracle.
There you go.
It's number 1, always will be. Do you believe in miracles? Yes.
I think for a lot of these moments we're about to talk about, everyone sees it in their head as we talk about it. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
Like you know it. As soon as we say it, you see it.
Exactly. You see a Ruzioni throwing up his fucking stick and gloves.
Exactly.
And the boys going crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's on top of just the moment, the whole, it's college guys. It's not professional. It's the best. Jim Craig, I still follow him on Twitter. The only guy I follow on Twitter from that team, legend, absolute legend.
Nice.
But love the Miracle selection. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so now I think the only one that I wouldn't even say it rivals Miracle, but I think it's one that people can associate with just as much, and that is going to be Babe Ruth calling his shot before hitting a fucking dinger. And
I like that one.
Yeah.
Is there any video of that? There's video of that, right?
When they show video of him doing that, it looks like he's just doing one of those like how guys like point their bat to the pitcher now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he was actually calling his shot, but that's what everyone says.
Wasn't there some story behind it?
Yeah, there was like a sick kid. Exactly.
Babe Ruth was not a real person. This shit's just folklore.
Well, dude, it's crazy seeing his stats compared to like Barry Bonds. Like, his stats are just as good, if not better, in a lot of the categories, but he's facing guys that threw 60 poo. I'm like, come on, let me face that fucking as a 30-year-old man. Right. I'd be hitting bombs too. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Babe Ruth calling a shot is iconic.
The great Bambino, the Sultan of SWAT, the Colossus of Clout, the
King of
Titan
Crash.
of Terror.
The great Bambi? That wimpy
I thought you guys said the great
deer?
Bambi. Oh, God, I watched it again pretty recently. Great movie.
It holds up better than you would expect it to. Like, if you had kids and you were like, let's watch a movie, like, Sandlot holds up 100 times out of almost too well. Like, the whole pool scene, it's like, could never do that today. But
well, dude, and now we get older too. It makes us a little bit nostalgic of childhood.
Absolutely.
Because I got to say, Jim, we had a pretty Sandlot-esque childhood, as good as you're gonna get in in the 2000s. Don't you think?
Oh, 100.
Riding around on our bikes, playing wiffle ball,
dead end street,
playing basketball.
I mean, there was exactly nothing better. We were like the last ones to be out there, not on the phones. Do you remember when like the cell phones became a thing, like in the friend
I remember
group?
sitting in Chad's like garage, like while we all played basketball in his driveway, and like we would have like Snapchat or some shit, or like the early days of Instagram.
Right.
And it'd be like early enough to where like, or like it was there enough to where we'd finish playing basketball and we'd all go check our phones type shit. But it was like nothing was really like, we didn't live our whole life through it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that was like, I remember being there just like so disappointed. Like, I feel there was a few of our friends that had phones first that would just be on them nonstop. And it was like
no one else even has one yet, bro.
Literally no one has a phone. I'm like, what? I remember it pissing me off as like, we should be playing, right? Like, we could be doing a million things and being on the phone is
like
not
Benny.
one of them.
It's not that hot.
Right? Who would rather, I forget some sip on your mama's toe jam, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I'm baking like a toasted cheese.
Weenie. The kid's a square, Benny. Hey, tell me this. When did he teach him how to throw?
That's a good question.
He didn't really teach him how to throw. He said first he couldn't throw, right? And then he goes, hey, just stick your glove out and let me handle the rest. By the way, such a sick move. I mean, if you are a future MLB star, you probably could like get it pretty close.
Close, but you would drill guys in the face a lot before it happens.
The fact that he caught it, but then suddenly he learned how to throw.
Right. I like to think his erector set.
I know how to play ball now.
His erector set taught him how to throw. He saw the arm on his marbles and he's like, whoosh, just recreate.
Benny does tell him though. Benny goes, hey, when it gets to the top,
just let it go. Just let it go.
You ever had a paper route?
No. What a movie. God damn.
Dude.
So many quotes. You forget. You forget. Alrighty. Round 2. All you.
All right. Let's not try and outthink the room on this. Let's go with the most iconic moment I ever saw with my own 2 eyes. And that's going to be LeBron, the block.
Oh.
You always remember where you were when the block happened. For me, I was in Santa Cruz. I was getting ready to go to a Boz concert. In fact, I had a Boz meet and greet.
I remember this.
And so I'm like, it's at the exact same time. Like, it's supposed to be happening while like the last 2 minutes of Game 7 or whatever. Yeah, Game 7 was happening. And so I'm like low-key at commercials, like running over there to see if Boz is like ready for the meet and greet. And then he's not. And I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking watching the game too. Like,
oh, exactly.
Enjoy the end of this game, Josh.
100% was.
Yeah. So I'm like, I go back and I fucking watch the end of the game, and LeBron makes the block. It's a crazy tense. Like, I'm in so many Warriors fans, mainly Santa Cruz Warriors fans, but a couple Golden State fans in there as well. But the block happens and it's dead quiet, and I go, oh! So big
Everyone
like
turn around.
a little bit of an excited like I was kind of like, it was just so
like
awesome.
a basketball play. Exactly. Fan. You can't not.
Yeah. And I was like, everyone kind of looked at me, and I was just like, fuck, who am I rooting for? Like, I don't even know right now. I just love this shit. Such a good game. So
damn, that's so funny. Yeah, I mean, that block, while I'm a Warriors fan through and through, I would say, I was so okay with them losing that right there, just because, one, the hurt on some of the Warriors fans' faces that were fake fans. Like, you weren't even a Warriors fan 3 years ago. Like, I kind of love seeing people struggle. And two,
cry your heart out. Yeah.
Exactly. LeBron's just saying, I mean, from a basketball perspective, it's like you just saw history. Like, they're going to go win the finals, or, like, there it is.
Now, something a lot of people don't talk about, it was a goaltend. It didn't hit the backboard first. That part was fine.
Were you saying it's on the way down?
No, I'm saying his left hand touched the rim.
Ooh.
So the hand he didn't make the block with grazed the rim. Not allowed.
I didn't know that. See, I've never even watched it back that much because I didn't really give a shit. Like I said, I was wearing Rodman Bulls jerseys just to piss people off, just to tell them, hey, the Warriors aren't that sick.
Yeah, I know on Facebook when the Curry trade happened back in 2010, you did have the early call
receipts.
When they got rid of Monte.
Receipts.
You got receipts. I don't know anything about basketball. That aged really well, Jim. So
it did.
One of the original 2012 Facebook beefs was me and Jimmy back in the day.
Sick.
Fucking told me I knew nothing about basketball because I didn't believe in Curry.
He said Monte was the player. They don't know what they're doing. Stick with Monte. And I said, hey, Monte's a relic of the past. Steph might get injured, but if he's healthy, watch out. And what happened? Yes. I mean, like I said, I'm an early adopter. Jim. That's all.
The rest is history. But another thing on that play, it's just a perfect example why LeBron and Steph should never be compared ever again.
Oh yeah, I mean,
or like Steph just doesn't. He's just not allowed in the conversation with the rest of the GOATs because he will never ever make a play like that. He's never had a chase down block ever.
That's true, but I would like to see the plus minuses of these guys. Right? It's like you're a defensive guy, your plus minus should go up. Steph, not a defensive guy, but a point scorer.
Plus minus through the roof.
Exactly. Plus minus. I'd love to see what that is. Not that solves
it's a classic debate.
But
he's also played with Clay, generational shooter. He's played with a bunch of Hall of Famers.
Klay Thompson.
We don't have to get into it. We're in the middle of a draft. But
Clay needs to get traded.
Who would you rather have, Clay or James Harden?
Right now?
Peaks.
Clay. Clay's. It depends what team who you're trying to build around. Like if you need a franchise player, James Harden, but for the Warriors, Clay was the right guy. But he's not right now. I don't know who I would take right now.
Right. Just in general, I think people would take Clay if they wanted to win a game. They would take Clay way higher than they would put Clay in their top player list.
Yeah, and I think that goes to say about his top 75 NBA snub. He was all butthurt about that, but then you look about how he's been doing now, and it's like maybe not as maybe
he's done enough. No, he's done enough.
He's like an F1 driver that outperforms his car. I think he was outperforming what he was supposed to for the first part of his career, and now
because all the gravity and just the open looks that Steph creates.
Exactly.
It's like a lot of guys could shoot like that, but the defense is why I love Clay. Neither here nor there.
Not a defensive guy.
Maybe Clay has a moment on this list.
No, he doesn't. Clay's not a defense guy. He was 3-and-D, and now he's no
Game
3,
6
no D.
Clay?
No. 37-point Clay.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a few here. Oof. All right, we'll go Cal Stanford. The band is on the field. And so that's obviously a huge rivalry. Cal versus Stanford is. They both think they're the Ivy League of the West, which neither can be true because that's not a real thing. But I think it was the kickoff. It was obviously to end the game. Stanford kicks the ball off, and their band. Are you a fan of the Stanford band? Do you know anything about them?
No, I'm a Cal guy.
Oh, okay. So we always grew up. We had a cousin, Jack. Our cousin Jack Bible was Cal. Their whole family was Cal till they die. And so we were like, gotta ride with Stanford. But the Stanford band has like 150 people and none of them play a real instrument. Like they will bring like, someone will bring like paint cans. Someone has a kitchen sink that they wrap around their neck and they literally play the kitchen sink. So when you go back,
That's what they do?
Yeah. And like back then it was like a little bit more mixed with traditional instruments, but like nowadays they play like, it's not
They're
even
known for playing weird shit.
And I think anyone can be in the band. Like, I'm not even sure if you have to be a student
Well,
or like.
Everyone has to go to every party at Stanford, at least fraternity parties.
Really?
Like everyone has to be allowed in. Like if you have a Stanford ID, you're allowed in.
That's crazy.
Like, there's something that I remember when I went to party there. Like, yeah, everyone has to be able to get into every party.
Shit, I
or
would
some shit.
They probably wish Brock Turner didn't come in. I don't know though. Anyways,
Notorious. This is the iconic list, not the notorious list.
Not the
God,
notorious.
damn.
But yeah, I mean that's huge moment. And yeah, I'll stick with that.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go football as well. Go ahead and ring them bells, please, and thank you.
The bells have been rung.
Thank you, sir. I'm gonna go with the Immaculate Reception.
Ooh.
Do I think it's the greatest football play of all time? Absolutely not. But most iconic, yes.
And now this
By
is
far.
the Steelers. Is that the Immaculate Reception?
Steelers, Raiders.
Yes.
Did it hit the ground? Did it not hit the ground? We didn't have all the cameras we have now. You know, it cuts out of the screen perfectly.
So funny.
Did he catch it off the ground or did he actually catch it? I think he caught that ball. Personally.
Really?
I think he caught that ball. Dez caught that ball.
Dez did catch the ball. Dez caught the ball. That's for sure.
Dez definitely caught that ball. Dude, people make the catch rule so hard. Just focus on the football move. Did he make a football move or did he not?
And they need to, that's such bad phrasing too, though. Like football move can be interpreted as anything. That's why people fuck it
Any
up all the
movement
time.
you do while playing football is a
But
football.
exactly. Well, yeah, but there's like, if he goes and he like goes to tuck or like takes a step, turns his shoulders at all, football move. Like, you know what I mean? Like it should be very easy to tell. And it is. I feel like most of the time you're like, oh yeah, he's good. And then he is. But yeah, no, that's good. There's a couple football ones where it's all about the catches, all, you know what I mean? I didn't want to just throw the catch out there like that. But there's no other way to say it.
Oh, I'm not going to take the catch. I was going to say there's another play that's probably 100% not on our list that is a better football play but doesn't have a name. No, that one's like iconic.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
This one's less iconic, but it should be iconic. It's the Edelman catch in the Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Off the shoelaces, off the ground.
Yes.
That's the best football play I've ever seen, like considering moment and everything. That's the best football play I've ever seen in my whole fucking life.
Yeah. You're not
it doesn't
wrong.
even have a name.
But
like that should be the catch.
That should be the catch. But the catch is, I mean, that's
iconic.
Bay
Good
Area
marketing.
Lore. Exactly is what it was. But all right, round 2. Here I go. All right. God, these are tough. I'm gonna go with Jordan over Elo, Game 5, 1998.
Whoa, is it Jordan over Elo or is it Jordan over Russell?
Jordan over Elo, Craig Elo.
That's not 1998 though.
Are you sure?
Unless it didn't happen in the finals. I mean, I guess
no,
it didn't.
It didn't happen in the finals. They ended up.
I'm pretty sure it happened earlier in his career. I'm gonna go ahead and bet on that one. But I could be wrong.
89. Dyslexia or numeralexia. You're right.
Yeah.
But anyways, they didn't win the finals that year. But they did. That was Game 5 of a 5-game series. Hits it over Craig Elo. I forget. There's something to do with that too about like Elo was traded for the guy that got drafted over Jordan. You know what I mean? Like one of those.
It was personal.
Exactly.
Let me guess. Was it personal?
It's always personal. But yeah.
No, but that's a sick one because it's just like hang time. Like Craig Elo pretty much did everything he could do to play great defense. Just hang time.
It's good.
Like he just hung in the air, nailed it. And is that the one he like?
Exactly. That's the
very special
poster you
celebration.
see of him jumping up with the Tiger Woods-esque fist pump. But yeah, I mean, all of these are pretty much posters I had in my room as a kid, and I feel like that's a pretty good way of going about it as well. It's like if it was iconic enough to put on paper, it's up there.
Well, he has a few.
Definitely.
I could think of 3 off the top of my head, and you named one of them that are like super iconic. maybe 4 actually.
I mean, if you're not counting in game, the free throw line dunk is.
All right, I don't plan on taking any Jordan. So, all right, do you plan on taking any more?
No.
So you get the free throw dunk is one.
Mhm.
Obviously, the shot
Right.
in the Last Dance, like the final one against Russell, and then you got the shrug game.
Shrug.
And then you got the flu game.
Flu game. I forgot about flu game.
I might have to take one of those. We'll see.
There's so many. He was so good. And you know what? Anthony is fucking catching up, dude.
Anthony Edwards.
That dunk was so I guess you call it a dunk, but how nasty. It's like his fifth one.
Dude, they're happening with quite frequency lately, right? And dude, sickest part about that dunk, he fucking lands it. Yeah. I don't know how he landed on. He like landed on 1 foot and then just like stood over him. It makes it 100,000 times sicker.
Yeah, and you got to give a lot to Collins for going up and trying to block that. You can't dunk over a guy without a defender. So I respect.
And it was a travel.
Always is. I mean,
you know, if you're playing it by the right rules, there's no chance he has to.
Gather.
He has 0 chance. Yeah. No chance he has to make that play if you actually play by the rules. The defender's playing by the rules. Right. Fuck. You see the Luka full court lob?
Yeah, looking sick.
Fucking travel and a half.
But he threw that like 10 seconds early. The hang time it had on that, and it was perfect. Both defenders
it was a beautiful pass, but definitely shouldn't have counted.
I mean,
it was like a triple travel.
Dude, they don't.
I feel like the rules don't count until you cross half court. It's like when we play pickup, Kenny will catch the, like the outlet or whatever, and he'll just run.
I hate that.
And then he'll like start dribbling at half court. I'm like, Ken.
I hate that.
I would call what is anyone gonna say? Like, it's the same shit, but it's like.
But there's always those videos of LeBron doing the same thing, inbounding a ball and just walking and forgetting to dribble, and then it's like.
Yes, Russ did the same thing.
Yeah.
Classic.
But yeah, all right, round 4.
I'm gonna go to the greatest Nike commercial that was ever created, the Tiger Woods chip.
Oh yeah.
Wearing the red. Out of the deep rough, or maybe even the sand. I think it's the deep rough.
05 Masters, 16
I think so,
on the list.
05 Masters, and it's rolling into the cup, and right before it rolls into the cup, Nike logo, just perfect center, rolls in. Just fucking do it. I mean, just the craziest thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
Yeah, and
you could watch that video a million times and be like, "What the fuck?"
Exactly. Had no business going in. He hit it in such an L shape. He had to go up and get it at the exact place. And like you said, the ball was 1 rotation short or a half rotation and then just doof. But I think he needed to birdie the last 3 holes in order to win, and then fucking does it. And I mean, Tiger being Tiger, that's the sickest.
Yeah. Maddie Pepskin sent me a little Instagram short the other day, or a reel. It's Tiger needs an eagle to force a playoff. And he just hits a 3-wood from the fairway, just like tap in distance. It's like, dude, this guy's actually, no, it was like a long putt still. It was like a 12-footer.
Mm-hmm.
He's like wearing gray. I'm like, this guy's just unfucking real. You got to have an eagle to force a playoff, and you get it. No one does that.
Well, yeah. And that's the thing. Like Tiger, people forget they had to change courses because he was so long, but he had to. Exactly. They had to switch shit up, and so I mean he was playing with kids at that point. But Tiger, the sickest. Love that. Round 4.
Fist pump. Yeah. The shitty handshake with the caddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the high five hug, maybe. I mean, like the high five hand hug.
I saw a thing going around where it was like, what's the appropriate move for the caddy? Like, because like, is it the fist bump? Is it the handshake?
Fist bump's not enough. I've been big on the universal golf handshake, which is the beginning of like the hip hop dap up.
Oh, okay.
But then you just release.
That sounds.
You know what I mean?
That's very
thumb
white.
on thumb.
I like that.
Thumb on thumb, like this, like what up?
Exactly.
And then just release.
Yeah. That's
like.
I feel like most guys bring it in though. They bring it in and then release. They don't flip the hand. You know what I mean? They bring it in.
They don't clip the hand and they
Exactly.
don't bring it in, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What is that?
What is what? Oh shit!
You saw that?
I don't know how that happened, but I did see it pop up. That was weird. I'd never seen
Fucking
that
the
before.
NSA is like, good point. Good
Nice. Yeah, I saw some guys. This guy hit a nice putt, and he went and shook his caddy hand with the two hand, like a finger gun, and his caddy finger gunned it back.
Have a nice handshake that gets pulled out once every other round for a really nice shot.
It was perfect. But I love that. All right, round 4. I'm gonna go baseball. Randy Johnson exploding the dove in spring training.
Oh, I love this one.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're a Randy guy, taught you the curveball, but it's all about the big units, fastball. I mean,
I know.
The guy's the sickest.
2-seamer, 4-seamer, 8-seamer.
8, yes, all 8 of the seams. But yeah, no, spring training game, Randy Johnson goes, explodes a dove. I mean, now he's just living the high life, being a photographer, reliving the old days. It's just the big unit's gonna big unit. There's no much more that needs to be said about that.
I'm pretty sure when he hit the dove, someone in the crowd yells, Mazel Tov!
No way.
No,
I was going to say, that would be an awesome...
Opa!
In the background.
Do that when like someone drops something.
Opa is my favorite.
Either the Opa or the fucking Mazel Tov.
I've never done
someone breaks glass in the restaurant, like someone drops a glass.
Like they're stomping.
Mazel Tov!
I always hit the Opa. Get the chair. I hope you drop the fucking chair. Have
I told you the story of my cousin's wedding?
No.
So his mom's Jewish, so he's technically Jewish if he wants to be. It's my dad's sister.
Right.
And his father's just like pretty normal, not too religious Christian, like just a Christmas style Christian, I'm pretty sure. And his wife to be was not Jewish either. So it was not a Jewish wedding at all. And they said they weren't going to do the chairs or anything. And then like they were like at least drunk, if not like
yes.
My cousin and his girl like to party, they like to like go to raves, you know what I mean? And so he's like at least drunk, and he like comes up to me, he's like, you still want to make the chairs thing happen? Because I was like pressing him for it. I was like, dude, you got to do the chairs, like at least the chairs, like you got to do the chairs. He's like, you think we can still make the chairs thing happen? I'm like, yes. And then like me and my other cousin like go and run and find chairs, and we do it, and it was freaking awesome.
That's sick. Good on you guys for making it happen. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I've never been to a Jewish gathering. Never been to a bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah. Never.
I shorted you of that, Jim. That's on me.
You sure did, man. You sure effing did. Round 5 though. Don't short me here. Give me a good one. Last one.
Last one?
It's round 5.
No way. What did I have so far?
I went Babe Ruth, Cal Stanford, Jordan Elo, Randy Johnson. I'm going second. I don't know what you got. You got Tiger's Chip. Do you believe in miracles?
LeBron's block.
And
is that not all? Immaculate Reception.
Immaculate
Reception. All right. We're back.
Nice,
We're back,
nice,
baby. We're
nice,
back.
Nice.
Oh, God. This last one's tough.
We can go 6 if you want. I mean, I don't know if you...
I think 5's okay.
Okay.
Because this one doesn't have a name. I'm deciding between 2 dunks. One is my favorite dunk of all time, and the other is the most iconic dunk of all time.
So,
and I'm gonna go with
which one is T-Mac?
Guesses?
T-Mac's got to be one.
What's T-Mac? You mean Vince, right?
Vince. God, I keep doing that. Yeah, I keep doing that. Vince.
No.
That's got to be the best dunk
all
ever. All right, let's see.
Honorable mention is my favorite dunk of all time. The Scottie Pippen dunk on Patrick Ewing.
Okay, yeah.
Where he dunks on him
and then
throws him to the ground and steps right over him.
Yes.
In the garden.
And Patrick Ewing just took it. That's what I like. He didn't even look like he fought it at all.
He gave him one of these, I think.
After he stepped over, but like the push, like he just looked like he flopped. Like, what are we doing? Fucking hold your ground.
Yeah. But I'm not going to go with that one. I'm going to go with something a little more Jackie Moon inspired.
Wow.
I'm going to go with Dr. J's Rockin' the Cradle on Michael Cooper. Because it's like, was it the sauciest dunk we ever saw? No. But was it the origin of all the dunks we've ever seen? Yeah. Like, that's the beginning of the sauce. Like, Dr. J invented basketball drip with that one right there.
And they're so sick. Back when they were wearing high white socks, you know what I mean? Just so old school. It was fucking so nasty.
And he didn't even really dunk on Michael Cooper. It was more of a dunk by. There was no body contact or anything. All he did was kind of like, again, he just rocked the cradle. It's nothing that special, but we're talking about iconic. And that's iconic.
That is iconic. And like you said, it's kind of the grandfather of steezing on dunks. It's like he didn't just lay it in. He could have just put it in. Shot one off the glass.
It's like doing a jelly in layup lines.
Hey, My jellies are
reverse
horrible. Reverse. There you go. Exactly. But I like that. That's the king of cool. I mean, that's Steve McQueen, but him too. All right, now some honorable mentions. I don't know where I'm going with this. Okay, yeah, I do. The catch, like I said, could have been in this. Should have probably. Jackie Robinson stealing home, sick. Didn't make the cut.
Don't even know about that one, to be honest.
That we had that poster in our room. I don't even know when it was, but he stole home. It's sick. Just a big plume of dust.
I may have seen the photo.
Bobby Thompson hitting the home run for the Giants. The Giants win the pennant. The Giants win the pennant.
Is that this one? What about this one?
That's Carlton Fisk trying to get the ball.
Carlton Fisk was in my mind when I came up with the idea for the draft.
That is a good one. That's a really good one. I didn't even think of that.
Oh, I didn't draft Hank Aaron.
Oh, with the guys running the bases with them?
With the guys running bases with a different time, man. That's fucking iconic.
And, no one even tried to stop him. They, stopped it for a second, and then the guys got there, and they're like, fucking let them roll.
Dude, on this topic of not stopping it when they should stop it, remember when Kanye West, took the mic from Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. That's why we have security. Get punched in the face.
Yeah,
go back to whatever you said.
No, we saw who that worked out for. It seems like Taylor kind of won the war. He might have won the battle, but
yeah.
Well, then we'll go to have it.
Just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean you don't.
Exactly.
The rules don't
abide by the rules. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. I'm a Kanye fan.
He could have elbowed her.
Should have elbowed her. Fucking bah.
There you go.
Would have got a real moment. Havlicek steals the ball. The kick
Bird
six.
steals the ball.
The Bird one's so good because it's you just know it's coming and there's nothing you can do.
The layup by DJ. Talk about jelly.
Yeah.
Right-handed layup, left-hand side.
Bad. Then Mighty Mouse flying armbar. I really wanted to throw in there, but the one that's going to do it for me is Baron Davis over Andre Karolinko, AK-47. I mean that's
a sleeper pick for greatest Bay Area sports moment.
And the sad thing is they got their asses handed to them that series. They lost 4-1, but
the next round.
No, I thought they lost. Did they win that series?
They won that series. I'm almost 100% sure.
Oh, I thought they lost. I don't know. I could be wrong.
No, it was over Karolinko the dunk?
Yeah.
They did lose.
Because I was going to say.
They beat the Mavericks.
Yeah, they beat the Mavs. This is who they beat. Then they went on to Utah. And first two games got their ass handed to them. And then the Warriors, I mean, they had nothing left, but they fucking the sickest dunk ever. Then he lifts the jersey up, gets the tee. It just, again, one of the most iconic Bay Area moments. One that I feel like our generation will remember the most. The older ones have the catch. Yeah. We have that.
And one that the highlight actually doesn't do it justice. Yeah. So when you were in the moment and all the hype of the We Believe, and it's this is the turning point of this next series. That was the climax of the whole We Believe experience. So I feel like it gave it at least a 1-point boost in all of our minds when he dunked it. And he was a guard.
Exactly.
We're just I've never seen that before.
Yeah. And the sickest part was I remember being on watching SportsCenter the next day, and it was number 10 through 1 on top 10 plays was that play. Different angles, every single one. And I remember watching number 10 being how the fuck could this only be number 10? That's crazy. And then number 9 was from a different angle, 8 different angles. I was God damn, so sick. Baron Davis over AK-47. Another guy, great for the Warriors, but when it was his time to go, it was his time to go. But
him and David Lee.
Yeah, but the We Believe team's so sick. I mean, just fire me up.
How many people can you name from that team?
Not many. Jay Rich, Captain Jack,
Monte.
Is
Monte on it?
Yeah, Monte would have been on there. I don't know. I'm bad. Andres Petrins. Yeah.
He was the LeBron stopper back in the day.
And he used to set screens hands up. So sick. I remember a kid in NJB tried doing that and got kneed right in the balls, and it was so
always
satisfying.
Cuts the balls. There's a reason, because they're about to get hit with the hip.
Exactly. And just great times. Guy just went down on the floor, down for the count. But yeah, those are them. I would read them back, but I didn't take notes. But
it's all good.
I mean, pretty solid draft altogether. I like it. Dab on him. Cam Newton first down.
Honorable mention to all the LeBron shots. I mean, the Jordan shots. We already talked about it.
Yeah.
But that last dance, the one against the That's the snub of the draft right
you
there.
could have picked
unfortunately.
the security guard throwing the quarter and shrugging on Jordan. That could have made the list.
Fire. But didn't he beat him?
Yeah.
Didn't Jordan come back and beat him after that?
I think I think he won that day, and then Jordan like was relentless and didn't let him carry the win. Like was like,
We're
I'm
gonna
taking
double or nothing. Double or nothing. Double or nothing. I gotta pee, Jim.
Yes, sir. But thank you all for doing this with us, and until next time, peace.
Peace.